We're back at Shelmerston Museum. Hello, who are you? Cersei Jackson. Oh my god, there's lots of reading. Cersei is back on Shelmerston after a lifetime away. Her mom worked the shrimp trawlers, and her dad was from a famous baking family in the old town. Cersei left the island for university to read history at Cambridge, but didn't finish her degree. Instead, she ran off with the circus, touring Northern Europe with her innovative and daring equestrian act. Her collection of tutus and spindly leotards is now in the V&A Museum. But time took its toll, and she returned to Shelmerston looking for a quieter life. She found it in the museum, the place that first ignited her love of history. She knows Morris has done a good job and respects his vision, but is keen to add to the collection. A study of the fish people, a history of the bracken harvest, ethical shrimping. She can't wait. I'm guessing I don't really need to look through this desk because I've already done so. Okay, can I not go to the sides? Remember the table with Morris's stuff on it? I feel like there's Morris backstory there that I could access, but I don't think I can. That sucks. Festival of the Sea. Oh my god, what's with all the reading all of a sudden? For as long as anyone can remember, the people of Shelmerston have celebrated the Festival of the Sea, which takes place at the midsummer equinox, a week of feasting and sports. Traditional sea breads are baked to cast into the dormant volcano crater on Shelmerston Peak to give thanks to the spirit of the island for its protection, so that they literally throw bread into the volcano. The final day of the festival is known as Aggie's Day, named after a mythological figure, said to have saved the island in ancient times, and marked mostly by fishfolk, both local and wild, gathering together on the beach and singing songs in their native language. Okay. Sinistral shells are extremely rare examples of shells which are left-handed. They turn anti-clockwise. These shells are often played by the fishfolk as accompaniment to their songs. Is that a real thing? I had no idea. That is very interesting. The Welkin Crown is worn each year by the Queen of the Sea. Traditionally, the Queen is the girl who is judged to have the best sea-themed hairstyle at the previous year's festival. So the practice was banned in '87. These breads were infused with Marlow oil. These days, extra virgin olive oil is considered an acceptable substitute. The breads are cast into the volcanic crater on the first day of the Festival of the Sea, after which the whole town gathers to sing "O Thank Ye, Earthbound One," an ancient hymn of unknown origin. Okay. Annual Shelmerston versus Appledore cricket match. Yeah, we saw that before. Audrey Pickering, I'm guessing she was the queen. Christie Brothers. Vying to be next year's Queen of the Sea. Hoping to be the next Queen of the Sea. Oh. They're just potential. Alright. Should I go down this way or should I go to the other side? Let's do this. The Marlow Call. The history of the barbaric slaughter of the Marlows, their use in industry, and the Save the Marlows campaign, which finally ended the annual call. It made them a protected animal in the waters of Shelmerston. Marlow Weatherproof. This coat is made from the intestines of the Marlow, unrolled, dried, and beaten into a light rainproof fabric. Marlow clothing was once part of every fisherman's workwear, but given the declining population and outcry over the call, these products have become increasingly rare. You don't say. This item is over 100 years old and belonged to the famous landlady of the Camel in its glory days, Trilby Akinbola, who is said to have enjoyed the lingering aroma such garments inevitably conferred. Ugh. My god, there's a diorama. The smell during the call was so horrendous that people living nearby would block their windows for weeks afterwards. That's just gross. Photograph capturing the televised mass die-in. Yeah, we saw that earlier. Yeah, this is like a summary of things we already know. What was that? Until the 70s, there were many different brands of Marlow meat, but by far the most popular was Happy Sailor Marlow meat, which was served at a royal banquet in '56. A happy sailor eats Marlow meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh my god. Alright, I had enough. Zach Curtis. Oh, he's the baker. The wreck of the HMS Mentor. One of the few pieces of the ship that could be recovered was the figurehead, the siren. Original bell from the HMS Mentor recovered from the seafloor. Huh? The Shelmerston Stone. The stone is at the center of a local legend. The fishfolk believe it to be the sacrificial seat of the mythological figure called Aggie, said to have saved the island from the destruction in ancient times. They were right. The stone sat near the beach and the grounds of Outram Hall until it was sold to a collector and loaded onto the HMS Mentor for transport to the British Museum in London. After the Mentor sank, it lay on the seabed for almost 200 years before being recovered, curiously unaffected by its time underwater. No sea life or corrosion marked its surface. Upon recovery, it was donated to this museum, where it has remained ever since. Some people say it looks like a sleeping dog. Okay, well, I mean, it does. Ooh, it's got fancy insides. The RRS Dogmatic, a model of the salvage vessel in '89, worked to recover the wreck from the HMS Mentor. Although the structure of the ship was too rotten to lift, many of the archaeological artifacts were recovered and are on display here in Shelmerston. Sure. What's that? The legend of the camel. Sightings of camels date back to the early 1800s, but are there really camels on Shelmerston? We look to the evidence. Model of the camel pub. Local stories suggest that the camel's head mounted on the side of the pub was based on the figurehead of a ship named the Camel, said to have docked at Shelmerston in the mid-1700s. However, this tale is apocryphal, and no records of such ship can be found. Was that? The legacy of the Shelmerston camels lives on to this day through the island booming tourist trade. Alleged a fake at the time, Wooter Hill's photograph nonetheless started camel fever on the island of Shelmerston. Years later, Fred would often be found in the pub regaling the locals with a tale of that night in 1949 when he drunkenly photographed the camel. It looks like two people. It looks fake. I agree, it's fake. Cast of a camel footprint, originally cast from a print found. Okay. Matches found in the wood near Shelmerston Hall could have been used on a camel. A work on show at Shelmerston Sculpture Park that references the rumor that Henry Outram, 17th Laird of Shelmerston, harbored camels in the grounds of Shelmerston Hall. Camels are rumored to graze in the grounds of Shelmerston Hall, with sightings documented as early as 1800. To this day, Laird Outram has never made any comments on the camel rumors. These people are a little crazy. Well, hold on, I want to go to the other side. For a century, the birds of the island of Tipukita in the Indian Ocean have migrated to Shelmerston. Originally, they would come here to lay their eggs and raise their young, but these days, they mostly come for the holidays. Map shows the flying routes taken by the birds of Tipukita en route to Shelmerston. Many of these routes were still popular until the 50s, when the increasing amount of luggage they required began to make flying too arduous. All right. So they went from the right here by India. The Queen of the Isles, 2006, the Tipukatan People's Government signed a deal with the Sea Def Corporation to make Shelmerston's harbor suitable for large vessels. We've already read that. The egg has been painted using tempera, paint made ironically from egg root yolk. The Tipukatans used to raise their chicks on Shelmerston, but now, thanks to air conditioning, they prefer to rear them back home in why can't I say this word? Tipukita. In the 1800s, travelers to Shelmerston would report seeing vast carpets of color formed by tipukatans roosting up on Nab Hill. Tipukatan birds decorate their eggs after laying them. Each species has a unique coloring that has been passed down for generations. So they're painting their eggs with egg ink or whatever. I don't know if it's pigment. There's a dude in here. What is he doing? It is believed that birds are able to navigate the incredibly long distances involved in migration by means of incredibly sensitive chemical compasses, which allow them to determine their alignment with the Earth's magnetic field. It is not known how this bird managed to get trapped in this diving bell. Story of Shelmerston Lighthouse. Shelmerston's lighthouse was built in 1907. This exhibit shows its construction and features a number of historical items from its operation, as well as a scale model of the lighthouse itself. Scale model of the lighthouse was made to commemorate it being chosen as the venue for the 1973 Lighthouse Keepers Convention, which is why it depicts a lighthouse with many more inhabitants than would be usual. I'm not dealing with you. Swept by waves during a storm. Lighthouse Instruments, barometers and stuff. An engine order telegraph, or Chadburn, is used to communicate between the bridge and the engine room of a ship. Developed by Augustin Jean Fresnel to reduce the amount of glass needed to create lighthouse lenses while still allowing the light to be shown over a large distance. This is achieved instead of one curved lens, a Fresnel lens features a series of smaller flat sections at different angles, which give the same focusing effect with a smaller volume of glass. That's interesting. Selection of bulbs donated to the Shelmerston Museum. Okay. Oh my god, we're going through the whole history here. Both the islanders of Shelmerston and the fishfolk have always had a rich tradition of fishing the waters surrounding the island, where many species of fish can be found. Mirrored rock. This piece of volcanic rock is very finely polished, with swirling patterns carved on the reverse. Don't say. It won't let me look under it, though. This is like as far as I can go. So far, I haven't had any of those. Have you noticed? Or am I blind? Did I just not notice it? That's hilarious. Why is there whiskey hidden there? Oh, that's right. They smuggle things. Fish of the North Atlantic. Wait, these are real. These are mounted. Okay. The Scheller Cup. History of homegrown hero Miles Humboldt, four-time winner of the Scheller Cup. Shelmerston is now a proud course in the International Shellers Championship. What's going on here? Just a person? Oh, this is Miles Humboldt shell. Sally Mapes. What are you doing in there, Sally? You look out of control. For many years, Greg Litherland was the official race photographer and took many of the photos seen in this display. Wax designed to improve the airflow around the shells, allowing the wearer to achieve greater speeds. Oh my god. In these very non-aerodynamic shells. This is the actual shell that Miles Humboldt used to win the 2016 Shellers Cup. Miles kindly donated it to the museum so that everyone can have a taste of what it's like to be a shell racer. Not suitable for those with claustrophobia or a nervous disposition. Don't say. The Shelmerston Sheller's Cup race always ends with a big party on the beach near the campsite where the famous punch is served. The punch recipe is secret, but it is known to contain gin, mango juice, and blue curacao? Curacao? I don't know. Can I, like, cheat over this way? I can. Cabinet of Curiosities, Obsidian mirror. Made from the solidified lava, this is over 2,000 years old, and the largest obsidian mirror known to exist. Obsidian mirrors on a smaller scale than this were widely used in magic, to see the future, or in the fairy kingdom, into the fairy kingdom. They're just going to throw that out there, the fairy kingdom. On loan from the Laird's private collection. Bosphorus the swimming cat. Bosphorus, the Turkish van cat, was a local celebrity in Shelmerston. The Turkish van breed is famous for its love of swimming, and Bosphorus was no exception. He could often be seen paddling around Shelmerston to the delight of tourists, and even figured in an episode of a popular TV show, Look West. I need my glasses. My eyes bothering me. Hold on. Oh god, that's not helping. Alright, a geode. Geodes are volcanic rocks that are hollowed, with mineral matter and often crystals on their inner surfaces. While geodes are usually split in two to reveal their beautiful interiors, these two have been left uncut. We can only guess at the wonders they contain. Okay, neat. Notice this object has been temporarily removed as we revise its facial expression, which has deemed zoology improbable and or terrifying to small children. Zoologically. I wonder what was there. Found in the museum collection box and placed on display by Morris. New Zealand. A bronze ritual knife. This knife has been passed down through the generations on Shelmerston for as long as anyone knows. Always entrusted to the person on the island, thought best able to look after it. Although its origin and original purpose have been lost to time, it has always felt like an important piece of Shelmerston's history. One bird was not enough for the larger croft, so better off families designed elaborate candelabras with space for up to 12 birds. For the import of beeswax candles, the islanders collected St. Marian's terns, known to islanders as candlebirds, rolled them into naturally occurring tar or bitumen, I don't know what bitumen is, and inserted wicks made of marum grass. The light they gave was prized for its clarity and golden quality. The oily secretions and slight squeaky hiss the birds emit as they burn could be off-putting. Wait, what? As they burn could be off-putting. Okay, so it's just a weird sentence is all. Jenny Hanover. The strange creature is actually just a regular skate that has been manipulated and carved to resemble a small imp-like character. During the golden age of sea exploration, unscrupulous sailors would make these and then sell them on their return to Europe, claiming them to be true specimens of exotic creatures from exotic lands. Okay. Wait, I cannot click on any of this? What's inside? Oh, that's so neat. This is the magma. The hot liquid magma. That's a neat little, yeah, that's neat. I like it. All right. Gainsey knitting on Shelmerston. For generations, the fisher folk of Shelmerston needed warm clothes to keep them comfortable. Shelmerston Gainseys are famed around the world for their unique patterns and thick but soft wool from sheep raised from Shelmerston Island. Traditional Shelmerston Gainsey has to be knitted from wool sheared from the herds of Shelmerston Texels, which were first brought to the island 300 years ago by Dutch visitors. Appledore, and Shelmerston Gainsey. Gainseys are traditional woolen jumpers, originally made to protect fishermen from the elements. They are knitted in one piece, seamlessly with the 5 steel needles. What a great picture. The hell? Patterns. Each fishing community has its own unique Gainsey pattern. Some say this is so that the bodies of drowned fishermen can be returned to their loved ones. That's interesting. Clockwise, these patterns are from Appledore, Shelmerston, Whitwick, and Ibstock. What was that? What did that say? 1993 vegetable grow-off. For many years, noted Shelmerston gardeners Percy Godwin and Alistair Penchwhistle, names, were locked in furious competition to see who would grow the largest specimens on the allotments. These are large specimens indeed. Giant parsnip in 1994, Percy Godwin once again took the prize at the Shelmerston Summer Feast and went on to win the Golden Trowel at a vegetable show in the mainland. Penchwhistle revealed his gargantuan marrow, which broke all previous records on the day of judging to secure him a surprise victory over his rival Percy. Godwin still maintained until his death in 2016 that he was unjustly defeated, and there was something fishy about that winning marrow. Wait a minute. It's fake. It's fake. Oh wait, let me see this. Not fake. Percy Godwin grew his giant onions at a secret location that he took to his grave. Doesn't look fake to me. So Percy was the king, right? It was Alistair that cheated. This is Alistair right here. What a cheater. The face like that, no doubt. Penchwhistle revealed his gargantuan marrow. Oh, I already read that. That's part of that. Never mind. Vince Malford was throwing this out, and Morse needed a few more bits for the vegetable display. All right. Hey, we're near the... How come I haven't seen any of these? Am I crazy? David Abrahams, who has never been seen again. Simon Grund. Oh.
Well, don't suppose I'll ever look at Aggie's room the same way again, will I?
Morris, take a look at those skulls, please.
The skulls? Well, they have memories inside them? Oh, that's rather morbid, Sparky.
Not quite. Look, I didn't explain this before because I felt things were confusing enough, but that slicing is a bit more powerful than I've led you to believe.
Oh, well, what do you mean?
Well, we aren't limited to memories of people who are alive. People are bounded by time, but memories aren't. Check it out.
All right, I can do that. I want to look around here first, maybe? No? Shelmerston, 1400 BC. This exciting new exhibit showcases the results of a recent archaeological dig on the foot of Shelmerston's volcano. The unearthing of the preserved remains of a human woman, the Bog Lady of Shelmerston, along with a number of her possessions. Okay. Who are these people? Bronze Age.